It was the perfect day for a wedding. The sun was shining, and the sky was clear and blue. Guests arrived one by one, wearing colorful clothes and smiling wide. There were flowers everywhere and music playing in the background. The large hall was filled with laughter and the smell of sweet food. The bride looked like a princess, and the groom stood tall in his black suit. Everyone said it was the wedding of the year. The man getting married was a rich and powerful CEO. His name was Mr. Thompson, and he owned several companies. People knew him for his business success and his strong personality. He always looked serious, but today he smiled more than usual. He shook hands with his friends and hugged his family. Cameras flashed and people clapped as he walked into the hall. He looked happy and proud, but not far from the stage. In a quiet corner near the back sat a young girl in a silver dress. She had long dark hair, and her eyes were looking at the floor. She was sitting in a black wheelchair. Her name was Lily. She was the daughter of Mr. Thompson. No one seemed to notice her. The guests walked past her without saying a word. Some of them gave her a quick glance, but then turned away. The children played and ran around the hall, but never came near her. She sat alone, watching, waiting, silent. Lily was only 12 years old, but her face looked older today. Not because of her age, but because of the sadness in her eyes. She had dressed up for the wedding just like everyone else. She had hoped to be a part of the joy and celebration. She thought maybe someone would talk to her or sit beside her. But no one came. As the music grew louder and the dancing began, Lily stayed in her corner. She moved her hands slowly across her lap. She watched people spinning and laughing and taking pictures. The lights sparkled above her, but her corner stayed dark and cold. She thought of asking someone to push her closer to the center. But she didn't. She didn't want to bother anyone. She had learned to stay quiet, to not expect too much. Her father was busy. He was standing on the stage, talking to guests, and taking photos with his new bride. Lily saw him look around the room, but his eyes never landed on her. She felt a small pain in her chest, but she didn't cry. She was used to being forgotten at big events like this. People didn't know how to talk to her, or maybe they didn't care to try. She looked down at the white flowers on her dress. They matched the ones on the wedding tables. But even the flowers had someone to hold them, someone to care for them. She felt like a decoration left in the wrong place. The music slowed down, and a slow song began to play. Couples moved to the center to dance. Some clapped and laughed. Others whispered sweet things to each other. Lily turned her wheelchair a little to get a better view. Still no one looked at her. Still no one came. Then something happened. A man across the hall paused. He was holding a drink and speaking with a few friends. But as he turned his head, his eyes stopped. He saw her. He looked again. He watched her sitting alone in that dark corner. He noticed her dress, her small hands folded in her lap, her quiet face. The man's name was Jack. He wasn't rich. He didn't wear a fancy suit. He wasn't part of the CEO's close circle. He had only come to the wedding because his friend had invited him. Beside him stood a young boy, about 10 years old. The boy was holding Jack's hand and tugging gently at his sleeve. The boy had seen Lily too. Jack leaned down and whispered something to his son, then looked back at Lily again. He seemed surprised, confused, sad. He took a small step forward, then another, then stopped again. He was thinking. He could have walked away like everyone else. He could have gone back to his drink and his small talk. But something about the girl in the corner would not let him turn away. She looked up for a moment. Her eyes met his, only for a second. But in that second Jack saw something that made his heart sink. Loneliness. Real loneliness. The kind that sits quietly and hopes someone will care. Jack took a deep breath and began walking toward her. Jack walked slowly across the hall. He could hear the music. He could see the dancing. But all he thought about was the girl in the wheelchair. She looked so small, so alone, so forgotten. His son, Noah, walked beside him holding his hand. Noah looked up and asked in a soft voice, "Dad, why is she sitting there all by herself?" Jack did not answer right away. He just squeezed Noah's hand and kept walking. People moved out of their way as they crossed the room. Some looked at Jack. Some looked at Lily. But no one stopped. No one said anything. When Jack reached Lily, he knelt down so his eyes were level with hers. Lily looked surprised. No one had come near her the whole day. Her eyes were wide and unsure. Jack gave her a small smile. "Hi there. I'm Jack. This is my son Noah. We were wondering if we could sit with you for a while." Lily looked at Noah, then back at Jack. She nodded just a little. Jack sat down on a chair next to her. Noah pulled another chair close and sat too. They didn't speak for a moment. The music played. People laughed in the distance. But in that little corner, it felt quiet, peaceful, warm. Jack looked at Lily again. "You look beautiful in that dress." Lily blushed. "Thank you." Jack asked gently, "What's your name?" Lily spoke softly. "My name is Lily." Jack smiled again. "That's a lovely name. I noticed you sitting here, and I couldn't help but wonder, why is someone as kind and lovely as you sitting all alone?" Lily looked down at her hands. She didn't want to answer. She didn't want to sound sad or weak. But something about Jack made her feel safe. So she spoke. "No one wants to talk to me. I can't dance. I can't walk. People don't know what to say. So they just don't say anything at all." Jack's heart felt heavy. He looked around the room, at all the people dressed up, all the faces smiling, all the joy, and then back at Lily, sitting there quietly, trying not to be seen. Noah reached over and touched Lily's arm. "You're cool," he said in a simple voice. Lily smiled, a real smile, the kind that starts slow but grows from the heart. Jack looked at Noah and felt proud. His son had said what so many adults could not. He had looked at Lily and seen a person, not a problem, not a wheelchair, just a girl. Jack turned to Lily. "Can I ask you something?" She nodded. "Are you happy to be here today, or would you rather be somewhere else?" Lily thought for a moment, then said, "I wanted to be here. I wanted to see my dad get married. I thought maybe he'd come talk to me. Or maybe someone would ask me to join the fun. But no one did. So now I just want to go home." Jack leaned forward. "Would it be okay if we stayed with you for a while? Maybe make this corner a little less lonely?" Lily nodded again. "Yes, please." Noah pulled out a small toy from his pocket. It was a tiny spinning top. He placed it on the floor and gave it a spin. It danced in a circle. Lily laughed. It was the first time she had laughed all day. Jack watched her, and he knew in his heart he had done the right thing. He didn't have to be rich. He didn't have to be powerful. He just had to care. As they sat together, something began to change. Lily's face looked brighter. Her hands stopped fidgeting. She looked around the room, and for the first time, she didn't feel invisible. Jack looked at her again. "There's something I want to do. Something that might make today special for you. But I want to ask your permission first." Lily looked curious. "What is it?" Jack smiled. "It's a surprise. But I promise, you will not be sitting alone anymore." Lily's eyes lit up. "Okay," she said. "I trust you." Jack stood up and looked out at the crowd. He saw the music, the lights, the people dancing. But he also saw something missing. Something important. And in that moment, he knew what he had to do. Jack stood tall and took a deep breath. He looked across the wedding hall. So many people. So many smiles. But he only cared about one person right now. The little girl in the wheelchair. The one everyone had ignored. Lily sat in her corner. Her silver dress shimmered under the lights. Noah sat beside her spinning his little toy again. She smiled as she watched a dance. It was a small moment, but to her, it felt big. Jack stepped toward the center of the room. He walked past tables full of guests. He passed the dance floor. He moved through laughter and clinking glasses. Some people looked at him with curious eyes. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know where he was going. But Jack didn't stop. He reached the stage where the CEO stood. Mr. Thompson was busy talking with a group of important guests. He laughed loudly. His hand held a glass of champagne. He didn't notice Jack at first. But Jack waited patiently. Then Jack spoke in a calm voice. "Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you something?" Mr. Thompson turned. His smile faded just a little. "Yes. Can I help you?" Jack nodded. "Yes, sir. I wanted to ask, why is your daughter sitting alone in the corner?" The room didn't go quiet. The music didn't stop. But something in that question felt heavy, like it carried more weight than anyone expected. Mr. Thompson blinked. "My daughter. You mean Lily?" Jack nodded again. "Yes, sir. She's been sitting alone all evening. No one has talked to her. No one has invited her to join. And I just wondered, why is that?" Mr. Thompson looked over Jack's shoulder. He saw her, his own daughter, the one he had kissed on the forehead before the ceremony, the one he had told, "You'll be fine, just sit and watch." Now he saw her, really saw her. In that moment, he saw the corner where she sat, the way she kept her hands folded on her lap, the way she smiled at the little boy beside her. And he saw something else. He saw her loneliness. Mr. Thompson lowered his glass. "I didn't mean to leave her out," he said quietly. "I just didn't want her to feel uncomfortable or out of place. People get nervous around her. And I thought maybe she wouldn't want to be in the center of it all." Jack stepped closer. "Maybe, sir. But maybe she just wanted to be seen. She's not asking for pity. She's not asking to be the center of attention. She's just asking to be included, like every other child here." Mr. Thompson looked down. He didn't know what to say. Jack wasn't angry. His voice was kind, but his words were strong. Then Jack said, "If it's all right with you, I'd like to invite her to the dance floor, just for a little spin. Nothing fancy, just something to make her smile." Mr. Thompson looked surprised. "You want to dance with her?" Jack smiled. "Why not? She's wearing a dress. She came to a wedding. She deserves to dance just like anyone else." Mr. Thompson paused. Then slowly, he nodded. Jack walked back across the room. Each step felt heavier than the one before. He wasn't nervous, but he knew this moment mattered. He reached Lily again. She looked up at him with wide eyes. "What happened?" she asked. "What did he say?" Jack smiled. He said yes. "So, Miss Lily, may I have this dance?" Lily laughed. "But I can't dance." Jack bent slightly. "Then I'll dance for both of us." Noah clapped his hands. "Yes, Lily, let's do it. It will be fun." Lily hesitated, just for a second, then nodded. "Okay, let's dance." Jack gently took hold of the handles on her wheelchair. He wheeled her carefully toward the center of the hall. People turned. They stared. Some whispered. But Jack didn't stop. And neither did Lily. The music slowed. A soft melody played through the speakers. Jack turned Lily's wheelchair gently, in a small circle, then another, then a big wide spin. Lily laughed. Her hair moved with the wind. She lifted her hands and waved to Noah. He waved back, jumping up and down with joy. People began to smile. Some clapped. Others pulled out their phones. And someone whispered, "Is that the CEO's daughter?" Mr. Thompson stood on the edge of the crowd, watching, silent, still. But his eyes followed every move. He saw the joy on her face, the light in her eyes, and deep inside his chest, something began to ache. The music played gently across the wedding hall. Jack moved Lily's wheelchair in slow, easy circles. Guests began to smile as they watched. Some clapped softly. Others whispered to each other. But Lily did not hear them. She was laughing. Her eyes were shining. For the first time that day, she felt like she belonged. Noah stood nearby, cheering and clapping. He jumped in place and waved at Lily. "You're doing it. You're dancing." Jack smiled down at her. "You're a natural dancer, Miss Lily. You just needed the right music and the right moment." Lily felt something warm inside her chest. Something she had not felt in a long time. She felt seen. She felt alive. When the music slowed again, Jack gently wheeled her back to her corner. But now it didn't feel like a corner. Now it felt like the heart of the room. People were watching her, smiling at her. Some even waved. Jack sat down beside her. Noah joined them again. He handed Lily a small juice box and smiled. "That was awesome," he said. "You looked so happy." Lily nodded. "I was happy. Thank you. Both of you." Jack looked at her kindly. "Lily, do you mind if I ask? What happened to your legs? You don't have to tell me if it makes you sad." Lily looked down for a moment. She touched her dress with her fingers. She took a breath. And then she spoke. "It was 2 years ago. We were driving home from school. Me and my mom. It was raining hard. A truck lost control and hit our car. I woke up in a hospital. My legs didn't move. The doctors said my spine was hurt. I couldn't feel my legs anymore." Jack listened quietly. So did Noah. They didn't interrupt. They didn't try to fix anything. They just listened. Lily continued. "My mom didn't make it. She was gone before the ambulance came. I remember holding her hand. But she didn't squeeze back. Her voice cracked a little. But she didn't cry. She had told this story in her head many times. But never out loud. Not like this. After that, my dad changed. He became very quiet. Very busy. He used to take me to the park and read me stories. But now he works more. He talks less. He tells people I'm strong. But he doesn't look at me much anymore." Jack looked at her with soft eyes. "Lily, you are strong. But you don't have to be strong all the time. It's okay to miss the old days. It's okay to want more." Lily nodded slowly. "Sometimes I think he's ashamed of me. He loves me. I know he does. But when people see me in this chair, he looks away." Noah leaned over and touched Lily's hand. "My mom left too. I was a baby. I don't remember her. But my dad always says, it's okay to miss someone and still smile. You're allowed to do both." Lily looked at Noah, then at Jack. She gave a small smile. "Thank you. Both of you are better than a room full of strangers." Jack chuckled. "That's the best compliment I've had all year." Lily looked back across the hall. She saw her father, Mr. Thompson, still talking to guests. But now he kept glancing her way. He had seen the dance. He had seen her smile. But he had not come over yet. Lily spoke again. "He doesn't know how to talk to me anymore. Like he's afraid of saying the wrong thing. So he says nothing." Jack nodded. "Sometimes grown-ups think silence is safe. But silence hurts more than the wrong words. Maybe he needs someone to show him how to talk again. Maybe that someone is you." Lily raised her eyebrows. "Me? What if he still looks away? What if he doesn't want to listen?" Then Jack said, "Then look straight at him anyway. Let him see your strength. Let him see your heart. Don't wait to be invited into your own story." Lily sat still for a moment, thinking, feeling. Then she said, "Okay, maybe it's time." Jack smiled. "Whenever you're ready. We'll be right here beside you." Noah gave her a little thumbs up. "You got this, Lily." And in that small corner that no longer felt small, a girl who had once been forgotten started to believe she could be remembered again. Lily sat quietly for a while. The music in the hall played softly. People were dancing and laughing. But she wasn't watching them. She was watching her father. Mr. Thompson stood near the stage, still talking to guests, still smiling. But now he kept looking her way, again and again, as if he wanted to come over. But something was holding him back. Lily took a deep breath. She looked at Jack and Noah. "Do you think I should go to him?" she asked. Jack nodded gently. "If you feel ready, then yes. He may not know how to come to you, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to." Lily gave a small smile. "Okay, let's go." Jack stood and gently pushed her wheelchair toward the center of the room. Noah walked beside them. The crowd began to notice again. Heads turned. Voices whispered. Some smiled. Some looked curious. Mr. Thompson saw them coming. He froze for a moment, then placed his drink on the table. He straightened his tie and walked down the stage, steps slowly. Lily's heart beat fast. She held the arms of her chair tightly. She didn't know what he would say, or if he would say anything at all. They met in the middle of the dance floor, father and daughter, face to face. For the first time that evening, Mr. Thompson looked at her. He looked at her dress, her shoes, her hands, and then finally, her eyes. Lily smiled nervously. "Hi, Dad." He opened his mouth, then closed it, then finally spoke. "Hi, sweetheart. You look beautiful tonight." Lily laughed a little. "Thank you. I was hoping you'd say that." He looked down, then back at her. "I should have come to you earlier. I saw you there, but I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to ruin your day." Lily's voice was soft. "You wouldn't ruin it. I just wanted you to see me, to talk to me, even just a little." Mr. Thompson knelt down beside her. He looked tired, but not from the party, from holding back. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't mean to make you feel forgotten. It's just, after your accident, I didn't know how to help. I didn't want to say the wrong thing, so I said nothing. And that was worse." Lily reached out her hand. He took it. It felt small in his, but warm, real. "I miss you," she whispered. "I miss how we used to talk. I miss your stories. I miss being your little girl." Mr. Thompson blinked quickly. His eyes were wet. "You're still my little girl. I never stopped loving you. I just didn't know how to show it anymore." Then Jack stepped forward. "Excuse me. I don't want to interrupt, but I think there's something your daughter might like." Jack turned to Lily. "Lily, would you like to dance again? One more time, but this time, with your dad." Lily looked up at her father. Her face lit up. "Dad, would you?" Mr. Thompson stood up slowly, then gently placed his hands on the handles of her wheelchair. "It would be my honor." The music started again, soft, sweet. The lights above them sparkled like stars. And there, in the middle of the room, surrounded by guests, the CEO danced with his daughter. He spun her gently. She laughed. He laughed too. They moved slowly, but every turn felt magical. People began to gather around. Some clapped. Some wiped their eyes. Phones came out. Pictures were taken. But Lily didn't care. In that moment, she had everything she wanted. Her father's hands on her chair, his eyes on her face, his heart open again. Noah clapped and danced nearby. Jack stood with his arms crossed, smiling with quiet pride. And in the middle of all the noise, all the celebration, all the lights, there was a girl in a wheelchair. And she was finally, truly, seen. The music faded slowly. The dance came to an end. Lily looked up at her father. Her cheeks were glowing. Her smile was wide. She felt like she was flying, even though her feet had never left the ground. Mr. Thompson leaned close. "You were the best dance partner I've ever had." Lily giggled. "You weren't too bad yourself." People around them clapped. Some guests even stood. Others wiped away quiet tears. But Mr. Thompson only looked at Lily, as if nothing else in the world mattered. He bent down, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "I'm sorry for the days I was quiet. I'm sorry for the times I didn't look. I was hurting too, but I never stopped loving you." Lily's eyes glistened. "It's okay, Dad. I think we both forgot how to talk, but we can learn again, together." Mr. Thompson nodded. From now on, no more quiet corners. No more hiding. Just then Jack and Noah walked over. Lily turned to them and smiled. "Dad, this is Jack and his son Noah. They found me when no one else did." Mr. Thompson reached out his hand. Jack shook it firmly. "Thank you," Mr. Thompson said. "You reminded me what really matters." Jack gave a kind smile. Sometimes it just takes a small question. Why is she alone? It changed everything. Noah looked up at Lily. "Want to dance one more time?" he asked. This time with me. Lily laughed. Of course. Let's go. The music started again. Lily danced with Noah. Jack danced nearby. Mr. Thompson watched with soft eyes. He stepped back, letting her be the center, letting her shine. No more shadows. A few children joined in, then more. Soon Lily was surrounded by kids, dancing, laughing, spinning her chair in playful circles. The guests began talking. Some said, "She's so strong." Others said, "She's the heart of this wedding." And she was. Not just the CEO's daughter, not just the girl in the chair, but the girl who lit up the room, with nothing but a smile and courage. Later that evening, Lily sat with Jack and Noah at a table. She was eating cake, laughing, telling jokes. Mr. Thompson came over with 2 small boxes. He placed one in front of Noah, and one in front of Lily. "These are for you," he said. "Just a little thank you for making today unforgettable." Noah opened his box. Inside was a tiny toy robot. His eyes lit up. "Whoa, this is awesome." Lily opened hers. Inside was a small silver charm. It was shaped like a heart, with wings on each side. She picked it up carefully. It had her name on one side, and a word on the other. Brave. She looked at her father. He nodded. "That's what you are." She hugged him tightly, and for once, he didn't feel unsure. He just held her, with all the love he had. As the night grew darker, the stars came out. People began saying goodbye. One by one they left, but Lily stayed, her father beside her. Jack and Noah too. They talked. They shared stories. They made promises to see each other again, to never sit alone again. And as they looked up at the stars, Lily whispered, "This was the best day of my life." Jack smiled. Sometimes the best days begin in the quietest corners. Noah leaned his head on his dad's shoulder. "I'm glad we came." Mr. Thompson looked at his daughter. "So am I. She brought the wedding to life. She brought me back to life too." And with that, they all sat together, not as strangers, not as guests, but as something more. A father who had remembered, a girl who had been seen, a boy who had given a smile, and a man who had simply asked, "Why is she alone?" That question changed everything. That one moment, that small act of care, had opened a door, and behind that door was love.